things, darling.
For this research project, we analyzed hegemony and race in popular culture, and then in our East Oakland community. Our analysis of popular culture revealed recurring themes such as light is right, divide and conquer, and keep body take mind. After finding these ideas in our popular culture, we wanted to see if this hegemony actually affects our community. So, we hit the streets and looked for confirming and counter instances of these themes in East Oakland. We took field notes and conducted interviews and surveys. This short film will tell you a little bit about what we found.
Sadly, we found confirming instances of light is right in East Oakland. The strongest data came from our surveys where 87 out of 100 people we surveyed preferred light skin over dark skin. When we asked people that took the survey why they chose light skin, most of them just said, "Oh, it's just a preference." After our review of the hegemony in popular culture, we believe that many of these people think they have a preference, but the reality is their preference has been heavily influenced by the media's message that light is right. In our research, there were also plenty of examples of ways in which our community is resisting these things that are bad for our health. We also interviewed a Chicana educator in our community that resisted this idea. She said that she preferred dark skin tone, but that in the end it was the person's action and way they live their life that determines who is beautiful.
Walk alone. And as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back.
While researching in communities, we also found confirming instances of divide and conquer. We found it very interesting that most of the participants in our study did not believe that there were major racial divisions in Oakland. Instead, they told us that most of the problems of division in our community are happening inside racial groups and are the result of conflicts over neighborhoods. We saw this all the time in our research through things like gangs tags, which sent a very strong message to other gangs and other neighborhoods. If we do not find a way to stop these problems, Oakland will continue to be looked at as an ultra-violent city, and more importantly, our friends and families will remain in a perpetual state of trauma, terror, and pain. The upside of our research into divide and conquer in East Oakland was the fact that most young people we talked to believed that there were not major divisions in Oakland due to race. As one example of the numerous comments we received that substantiated this claim, one young black male said this: "Man, this the town. We all together when it comes to race. We don't give a bleep. We just trip on disrespect and hood tripping." For those of you that need town translation, he basically said that youth in Oakland are not caught up on race. This is an important reconstruction of the theory about Oakland because it seems to us that lots of people think cities like Oakland are racially divided.
Chromed out 1100. What I'm doing? Getting money. What we doing? Getting money. What they doing? Hating on us, but they never cross. Cash money still a company. Bitch, I'm the boss.
Keep body take mind is also happening in our community. One of the most common ways we saw this in the community was the obsession of young men with the bodies of young women. We regularly watch young men stare at young women's bodies, and we would hear them making jokes or giggling about how they looked. When we asked why they did this, each replied that it was just natural to start by looking at their bodies.
Well, now, what have we here?
I mean, yeah, I think I'll choose brains because beauty ain't everything, you know. They can have the beauty, but if their mind ain't straight or their personality ain't straight, we have to think about that. But beauty ain't everything.
We were very proud of the strong counter instances we found for Keep Body Take Mind. It was clear to us that a large percentage of our community knew that we must value each other's minds. This came out loud and clear in our surveys, where 8 out of 10 people were surveyed and said that they preferred the brains over beauty. Many of our survey takers made comments like, beauty is nice, but it fades. Brains are what stay with a person. This data clearly runs counter to popular notions that our community is shallow and obsessed with short-term gain.
I saw on TV today this man lost his son died, so he had him cremated, took his ashes and made it into a diamond ring. Now he watches sunshine every day. I just thought about that while I sit here ashing in this ashtray. Yeah. The making of a madman, the intricate stories of
The bad news is that the media and popular culture are definitely having some negative effects on how people in our community feel, communicate, and think.
My name is Daryl. I'm a high school student. I go to Fremont. I think it was Steve Biko that said, "Put the weapon in the hands of the oppressors, the minds of the oppressed." And we are the oppressed. That means that our minds are weapons. And we need to use them against the people that want to keep us stupid and keep us in prisons. It was Immortal Technique that said, "My revolution is not born out of hatred for others, but for a love of my people." And I love my people. And although my revolution is a bit weak, I came here so that way I could help build it, so that way it could become strong.
The good news is that we found lots of instances of people in the community that are fighting against these dominant things. These were important for us to find and to share with you. Most people only talk about our challenges when we talk about East Oakland. But we found lots of reasons to be hopeful, and there should be more attention paid to the positive activities so that they can happen more often. In the final analysis, we believe that the starting point for improving our community should be the youth in schools. Here are a few suggestions. 1. Instead of focusing so much on tests, we suggest focusing more on building students' critical thinking and problem solving. Please listen to us. Young people are smart and we have ideas that could lead to answers. 2. Teach us things that are relevant to our lives and our history that will help us improve our community and that will allow us to pursue our dreams. For example, we need to learn from the community members like Cesar Cruz, who runs the Homie Empowerment Program. We need more programs and classes like this during school hours so that we can begin to help heal our communities. 3. Create strategies to help people from our communities become teachers. For example, programs like East Oakland Step to College, where we get lots of support in school, we are taught to think critically and we learn that we can come back and change our communities. This program is already training older generations from our community to become stronger teachers. If our community is going to improve, we are the ones that are going to have to do it. What we need are schools and programs that are preparing us for that future. We need to grow our own.